Welcome back, dude, to another episode of the YoYoYo podcast with Martin and Hooter.
What's up, Hooter? How you doing?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for everybody that's tuned in. What's up? We have a special guest with us today. You know what? I always say special guest. We have a guest with us, but fucking Ezone special, homie. You're family, big dog.
Appreciate it,
man. So you are special. You know, people just say special and just throw it out there. Pero la verga, you're special, cabrón.
I rode the yellow bus here.
Nice.
Honestly, it had been a while, dude. You were probably like one of our first guests, dude.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
early on, huh?
Every time I passed that building, I always thought about what it'd be like to go in it, and then I smoked in that area that was outside of it. Like, you know, yeah, because every time you pass that old building by the 405.
That's right. You noticed it before then.
Yeah, I've noticed it before, and I was like, I bet you there's an employee in there that gets high. Like, you know, like every time I passed it, like.
And then sure as shit, there was.
I was like, oh, damn. Then I was like, I have to smoke here.
Bro, you've been fucking busy since we last saw you.
Yeah, I always say that. I always say to myself, I was like, all right, dude, you have enough on your plate. You should focus on these things. And then here I am, add another career, add another thing to it.
Add another thing to the list, bro. You're doing comedy now, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yep.
And not only that, you freaking went balls deep and did a set in Spanish.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, just came back, and I was like, man, fuck it, because. Hey man, if I was put like if you were put in an ESL class, you probably speak better Spanish than half these fools out here. Like, for real. And I was in there for like once, but I had a good balance. So they're like, hey man, you don't really need to be in here.
Dude,
like,
your Spanish is pretty fucking bomb.
Thanks, man. Shout out to my grandma, man.
Your grandma kept it alive?
Yeah, she gave me a syllabario or a syllabus or like a thesaurus, like in Spanish.
Nah, I don't know. I gave you props too soon, motherfucker. You
I
came
don't know
out
what
with
it's called, bro.
syllabario.
That's what I fucking learned, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck that shit is called, but like I remember that shit taught me the e, I, o, u's,
the
and
vowels?
the vowels and all that stuff. So I know to pronounce.
Las vocales.
Yes,
and it's a feminine. Las vocales son the vowels are feminine and the alphabet is masculine.
Yeah, things have a sex in the Spanish.
100%. Yeah. So the fucking el alfabeto is the alphabet.
It's a man.
Las vocales is the vowels.
They're females.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
fucking
El
crazy.
piso is a man.
El piso is a man.
Yeah, dude.
El techo's a man too.
It's fucking fucked up, but like that's how I got taught like all Spanish, dude. Like that was my first language. Like I think the only reason like I got good at like speaking English fluently was like I would the TV mostly, like you know, at Sesame Street and shit, you know, like for real, like that shit taught me a lot,
bro. That's
and then like my brother listening to a lot of rap music.
I spoke Spanish the first 5 years of my life exclusively. There was no English spoken in my house, only because it was just me and my sister, and you know we hadn't gone to school yet. And then my dad spoke very broken English, but my mom spoke no English. So my dad spoke Spanish. They always spoke Spanish to each other.
But they allowed you to speak Spanish in school at that point, right? Like there wasn't a problem?
There wasn't. Actually, I got put in a bilingual class from kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade. And it was some of the, like, I learned both languages. It wasn't called ESL. It was just called bilingual program, bilingual education.
That's crazy. They were more accepting before that than ESL. Like English is a second language.
ESL sounds like I remember.
It sounds fucked up. Dude.
It does.
Rough,
like I remember when I was in middle school and the ESL kids were like
that's a term, dude.
It's a term. The ESL kids.
Like, you don't want to be with the ESL kids.
They had to eat lunch on the other side of the cafeteria,
bro. They were all the paisas that spoke and they had their own world.
They had
their own world.
Yeah,
dude.
Bro.
Yeah. And there was a separation. It's horrible. Like thinking back now. But again, I was one of the and you know what's crazy? I never knew, but apparently I was one of the ESL kids.
Me too, dog.
And so, one day my sister said, she goes, "You were an ESL kid." I go, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, I go, "That was bilingual program." And she goes, "No, that's just what they called it then." And I go, "But there was white kids in there." And she goes, "Yeah, they put them in there to help with," and their parents signed off so that they could learn to be in a Spanish reading group to learn. So we would have Spanish reading group, English reading group, Spanish, English. So I learned how to read and write simultaneously in both languages. And the grammar fucks me up, but it fucks me up in both languages. You know, I'm not like if I write like a couple paragraphs, I need somebody to proofread that shit just so to make sure that I didn't fuck it. You know, I'm not gonna like put it all out there like you got. But I did learn how to read and write in Spanish. To this day, I still like even dream in Spanish sometimes.
You be having bilingual dreams and shit. But your dad be probably having novela dreams and shit.
That's hilarious, but so true.
100%.
Bro, your first language wasn't Spanish, Ezone?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like when I started learning English, like it was at that point where they were not as strict about eliminating the Spanish speaking language or just speaking it or learning it in the classroom. They were still accepting of it to a bit, but not as much as
it got really militant for a while where it was
like mid-90s.
English only.
Yeah.
And it was called English only.
I remember like first and second grade, dude, when it was time for like to teach like language arts, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a few kids would leave the class to go to the English teacher, and then the English teacher who had the kids who would speak Spanish would come to my class. So we'd switch off. Like we didn't get to learn the Spanish.
Like
we just
volleyball rotation, dog.
Yeah,
So you didn't get to learn Spanish.
I didn't get to learn Spanish. I just kept with the English
kids.
speaking kids. Yeah.
Now, but again, by that time it was called ESL.
Yeah, that
and
was
there
straight
was
up.
a lot of like, and they were phasing out ESL as a matter of fact.
Like when they started, what do you say? When they started separating them, it was at that point where they're like they already knew who like the fools that really needed to work on their Spanish to English. They were like, all right, we're gonna put all these fools in one class because we already eliminated the rest of them. The rest of them kind of get it.
Sure.
So at that point, once they converted everybody to it, they were just like, all right, we're done.
Yeah,
that's what that was. I didn't know what that was. Every time they would test you and they would like review you right after, and like if you seem like you've improved, they would take you out of that class. They'll be like, here, sign off. You're no longer going to this. You're gonna report to this class.
So but there was a stigma for a long time. Again, like when I was a kid, no stigma. It was like 100%. Oh, it's ESL. And my whole life, I grew up thinking, well, the white kids were in there and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but you know what? It's a benefit to them because they learned a separate language.
All those fools vacation in Mexico now.
All of them, bro. They probably own property.
Yeah,
bro.
they got fucking timeshares over there, dog.
Yeah. And but it's fucking like when I think about now, it's back now. It's bilingual education again, you know, because that's what my granddaughter's in.
Yeah.
They have that background.
Yeah, she's learning she's in kindergarten right now, and they don't speak English.
Oh, so it's not bilingual.
No,
it's full
just
immersion
full-on
Spanish.
It's full Spanish. The teacher doesn't speak any English throughout the day.
And they're cool with that. Like
It's a program from K through 6. She's gonna learn Spanish. By the time she graduates 6th grade or promotion or whatever it's called, she's gonna be able to read, write, and speak in English and Spanish.
But do they all like the only way they get to do that is if they're all cool with the English language already?
No.
Oh shit!
Is there Spanish?
Yeah,
is there
there's full-on
exclusive
Spanish
speakers. In there?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I did not know
that's
that.
Because you need but again,
but it's gonna come
when they start socializing in the playground.
Yeah.
As a kid, you absorb shit. So to say you're only gonna get this or you're only gonna get that really limits a motherfucker because your brain. Think about all the things that you learned. You learn how to walk. You learn how to talk. You learn how to eat. You learn how to shit. You learn how to do so many things early on.
Yeah.
Language is something that you can pick up. You can fucking put cartoons that are in Chinese to a kid. They'll learn Chinese.
When you guys played outside as a kid, were the other kids speaking in English or Spanish?
Both.
It was that's what I'm wondering, like, because you're saying that it's from K through 12 and it's a program. So
no, K to 6.
Oh, K through 6.
Yeah. Just elementary, yeah.
So like if they put them in a program like that, so when it comes time to recess, so for recess, do they just go, all right, Spanish kid recess, and like, or like when you mix it? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
but a lot of those kids speak English. Like Meek speaks more
like
English than
there's
she
black
does
kids,
Spanish.
Asian kids. There's all kinds of kids.
So that
there's
Asian
black kids
kid
in that Spanish class.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, swear.
Yeah.
No, the Asian kid, because the black kid's speaking English, but the Asian kid is probably speaking his parents' or grandparents' language.
Like it could be
whatever.
Korean,
He could be
Chinese.
Cuban though. You don't mean the Asian
Yeah,
kid? Yeah, like,
he could be
they got
Peruvian.
Asian Cubans, dog. Like,
They got Peruvian Asian.
or like Brazilian. Like there's a lot of Asian foods there too.
Yeah.
Them hybrid Cubanos, bro.
So but they're like whatever language, like if they're say Mandarin Chinese for instance, plus Spanish, plus English, that kid's coming up, bro. The more languages
yeah.
you know, that's, like, I'm fortunate enough to get by with Spanish and English.
If you know 3 languages, you can get insurance in the U.S., dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can find a job translating.
For sure.
Like, for sure.
And fucking Mexico, 100%. Most Mexicans speak English, to be honest. Actually, most countries that I visited anyway, the majority of the people there speak some level of English. We're the only ones that
say fuck it.
Fuck it. We're only going to speak
I'm
one
gonna become
language.
a Spanish teacher in Canada. There's a lack out there. I was like, I'm gonna incorporate that program.
I know you're fucking around, but are you confident enough or competent enough to teach Spanish?
Like, I felt if they sent me to another country, I'd be pretty good. I'd have these kids like pretty well off on it.
John Stites, dude, was teaching Spanish in Indiana, and that's a freaking white boy for your
Yeah.
ass.
Oh no. And I talked to him about it. I was like, so how was it? He was like, yeah. He said you could tell you've been speaking Spanish for a long time. He was like, you don't have an accent with it, so it sounds good even if you fuck up.
Yeah, bro, because I remember coming back to the class, dude, and I just knew the English shit. So I'd see like upside down question marks and be like, what the fuck are they teaching these kids in here, bro?
That shit fucks you up. You think it's
Yeah,
like the
dude.
Riddlers in the house and shit.
Yes, bro.
Funny.
Yeah,
Upside down.
I remember
Dude.
I'd be so confused. Like, what the fuck are they teaching these kids, dude?
Bro, well, then they had, extra letters in the alphabet
Yeah.
as well. You have the
It's not 26,
double
dude.
L. No, first of all, you have the CH, which is cha, 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 cha. You have after the CH, the double L, ella, which is llámame. And
Yep.
then you have M and ñ, which is ñoño or whatever.
Yeah. It's,
So there's
or
3
niño,
extra letters.
like niño and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
boy.
and the double R.
yeah.
Double
Niño,
R.
yeah, like
Yeah.
niño. And then the RR, which is ferrocarril.
Hey, do you know how to put that little fucking egg on top in the keyboard?
Do you know what it's
Yeah,
called?
no.
It's Alt 164. Yeah, I was like,
Alt 164?
yeah, because I took a lot of like in high school I had to take a lot of Spanish classes, but I took like typing as well. So like I know how to type like without fucking looking. Like I'm pretty.
How many words can you do a minute?
Fuck. When I was good, maybe like a good like 60, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Without fuck ups?
Like without fuck ups. And even if I did, it would be shit that I could just click. You know, like I could.
Bro,
just-
because I took typing and I might have got up to like 33, 34.
that's like where I'm at right now. But like
Yeah.
when I was good, like I would just.
But I know the keyboard.
Yeah,
like,
same here. You
know,
never
like, there's
forget
a lot
that
of people
shit.
that do fuck no FD,
Yeah.
SA, JKL, semicolon.
You never forget that shit.
Yeah.
People be like, here, I'll write it
Yeah.
out for you. And
Yep, and I could do the alphabet on that. Like if I have to think where it's at, I have no fucking
I should
clue.
have
But I know where.
capitalized on that, man. That teacher was right. Though she was like, when you get older, if you're smart, you could fucking just type for motherfuckers. I was like, damn. I was like,
People would get typing jobs. Like it
Yeah.
it was a
It was a
thing.
thing.
It was a thing to have X amount of words, like 90 words a minute was like, what the fuck? Like there was people that were
because when I learned that, it was a program where like it was popping at that time, like where like it would highlight the fucking letters. So like, and it was very interactive. It was like when Windows 97 was
Oh,
was
bro,
the
I
shit.
learned with those old
Yeah.
school metal fucking clack.
That was
Typewriters, dude?
Yeah, like a
God
clackety
damn.
clack. Not even an electric one. A
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
with the big ribbon and shit. You
that
know?
would be punishment for us, dog, because that shit would hurt your hands.
Oh,
Like, so
bro.
we would have to graduate from that typewriter to the computers. Be like, she would just like analyze, be like, all right, you're good enough now. Like, if you're able to type it out there.
Flexing your fingers.
Yeah,
now,
that
bro?
shit hurts. It's like I felt like I had like my grandma fingers when I was back then. That shit-
arthritis and shit.
Yeah, hey, when you get older, man, you better. I mean, people better take their vitamins, man. I see my grandma's fingers, and I look at it, I was like, it don't hurt. She's like, nah, it's just built like that. I'm like, I'm over here
Bro.
going like, what is it?
And then it's funny because you're so used to hitting those fucking keys so hard that when you get in front of a keyboard, it's like brrr,
Yep.
and it just goes like
Yeah.
what the fuck, like super fast and shit.
Fucked up things. You don't want to end up with this kind of middle finger. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the
I got
main thing
that
in our
shit
car.
too, bro.
It's always
Yeah,
like,
well, you're double jointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when people say, "Hey, man, he doesn't look like you. That's not your son." I'm like, "Show him your fingers, Hooter."
show me.
I got double jointed fingers, bro.
You know.
Hey, I don't look like my parents either, dog. It's probably gonna happen to us when we get old.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I
you're
feel
gonna-
you turn into your parents slowly.
You're gonna
bro.
grow a goatee and long hair.
Yeah.
and
He already is.
Start
Look at that
listening to
shit.
heavy metal all of a sudden.
Getting stoned.
Yeah, Hooter's gonna be like, you know what? I like weed now at 55.
Remember the 80s? Did you live them, Hooter? No, but I kind of did.
Kind of, bro.
That motherfucker was. But anyway, we were starting talking about how you did a Spanish set.
Yeah, man.
Bro.
First time.
I want to talk about you starting. Now, what the hell, dude? Because the last time we saw you, you had just dropped a few songs
Yeah.
on Spotify. A brand new
Yeah, the Under Pressure album.
Under Pressure album, and then you started doing like all of a sudden I see not only did you start doing comedy, you're in another country doing fucking
Yeah, I went on tour for the first time,
bro, which is fucking nuts.
Man, you know, I mean,
Like,
people really thought I wasn't gonna take it serious. I was like, man, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta fucking make a statement, dog. I'd be like, you know what? And then like it's all opportunity that came up, man. Like I had been kicking it with like George and Sidekick Eddie and
George Perez.
Yeah, George Perez, and,
stories.
you know, and
You've been hanging out at the store.
Yeah, like these guys are my friends, and like I've always been a fan of comedy and stuff like that, but I never thought about doing it. You know what I mean? And I'd seen these guys do it, and I mean, I do have a BA in communication, so I'm like, you know what? I'm like, oh, this is kind of like improv in a way. You know, I was like, it's kind of like the art of improv when I would take that class. So I remember this too, and I talked to Red Band about this day because I remember one day I thought he was fucked up, and he came up to me and he was like, hey man, like, cause everybody was talking about doing their sets, and he came up to me, he was like, well, when are you gonna get up there and do this shit? He's like, you can do this shit, and that was coming from Red Band. I didn't say anything, and I was just like, oh, but thanks, I appreciate it. I was like, I could never do this, right? And I spent months thinking about this shit. And I wrote like a joke or two for Eddie. Like, you know, when he was on Sidekick Eddie, I was like, hey man, can you try this one out? You know, if it doesn't, and I was like, I won't write on this shit again. And he went out there and I was like, oh shit, it fucking hit. You know, I was like, it hit. So he kept doing it. And then after like a couple months, I was like, I kind of like talking to him at the comedy store. I was like, you know, I'm thinking about doing this. And Jason Rouse, who's like a Canada native, he was like, well, if you're really serious, like, you can't really, it's kind of hard to build a new comedy career for like 2 minutes at a time in the LA comedy scene. So if you're serious, he's like, I'll take you on tour. And Sidekick Eddie was supposed to go with us. We were going to go as a trio.
Had you been on stage at this point?
The last time I had been in a comedy stage was when you were there. Was at that strip club, remember?
Yeah, I remember you
that hosted it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that's
so
right.
well,
You hosted.
too.
I thought you were a comic actually at that time.
Everybody was like, "Oh, are you new to this?" Because George was the
Yeah.
one that set it up, and he was like, "Nah, I just wanted him to host it." But like, I got that like the first little taste. So like in the comedy stage, I had not been on a stage since then. So I was just like, man. But the thing is, like, any kind of thing that I get up on to become on stage, I always rehearse it. So I had been writing a lot of stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm just like everything else.
I mean, and you've been you're not a performer. You're a rapper.
I've hosted. I've hosted gigs in front of like, you know, like weed shows, just like in the arenas and stuff. And then I've also done shows at these places. So like being on stage, like I'm used to that adrenaline, but it's a different art. And the fact that I'm like, I don't really know what the effect is gonna be, if I'm gonna love it or how I'm gonna take certain things. So I took Jason's offer, and I was like, all right, cool. I was able to get a couple of sponsors to pay for my flight. You know, Dime Industries, shout out to them. They make good vape. They paid for my flight. I took care of that. Jason let me stay in this condo out there. So I was like, I was really trying to be economical about it.
I love the way you just slip shit, dude. You're like a walking NASCAR motherfucker. I love it.
Hey man, you can't forget, you know.
No, hell no. They fucking paid for your trip to Canada.
Awesome,
but
dude.
that was a
That
great
That
way to
saved me
fuck-
$700,
Bro,
dude.
what a
You
way
went
to
into fourth
slip
gear.
it in.
You fucking went into fourth gear talking about they make a great vape. I fucking stayed in the condo and you fucking downshifted again, bro. That was the best.
It won't kill you like the other motherfuckers.
Yeah, it won't. It's actually legal.
It's not a jewel.
But I ended up flying out there. Jason was already out there. He's still out there. He's been out there for a couple months, and went out there. He picked me up from the airport, and he was like, "All right, man. If once you go out here, this is like the ultimate fucking playing ground." He's like, "There's a bunch of places I got lined up. Anywhere I go, you get to open up for me, and you get anywhere up to like 15 minutes." And he's
Holy
like,
shit.
"You would never get that." And I had been writing material the whole time. So every single day at the studio, I'm rehearsing in an empty room. My coworkers are looking at it. Like three or four episodes of my We Don't Smoke the Same show. After the show, I was like, "Yo, everybody stay. I'm gonna rehearse my material." So I knew it off the bat. Like, I know my jokes off of one bullet point. Just I could see one word. I'm like, all right, this is how it's gonna go. So like I was kind of mentally prepared for it. So he took me to the room, which is kind of like known for heckling, which is like the corner comedy store or something like that out there. And he's like, if you get a good reaction here, he's like, you'll do fine the rest of the trip. So I go over there. They gave me a good introduction, and it was like maybe like it was, you know, I know this is like the fucking like the gym where like Rocky would punch the meat at type of like, you know what I mean? But there was footprints of famous comedians in there. There was like a Russell Peters sticker, the Felipe Esparza sticker in there. So I was like, all right, like the greats have come in here and done this shit. Let me do this shit. I went out there. I got a great reaction.
Oh, shit.
They asked me, they're like, you want to stay and do the 11 o'clock set? I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So I did 2 shows my first night there.
Fuck,
and
that's
those were
great.
like 10-minute sets. And I was writing material constantly while I was over there, just being observant, because there's no Latinos in Canada. It's rare. Like there's no.
There's gotta be some. I met a few, but
There,
you're right.
there is some, but it's
There's
very
not
rare.
many,
I only
yeah.
met 2 out of being there in a week, and one of them I'm sure was a fine ass escort, and the other one was and the other one was a dude who served me at the restaurant, which was not Mexican. It was Korean owned.
I thought you were gonna do shout out to blah 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 escort services for hooking me up. I saved $500.
But yeah, I was like, she had that novela talk, and I was like, she's way too fine. Man. Like,
Novela talk.
I was like,
Bro,
man.
what does she say? What do you mean novela talk?
Like you ever you know those scenes in the novela where they're talking to each other in bed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the girls in that tone, it feels like that, but just on the whole time. And I'm just like, yo, like, yeah, like what the fuck, dude? Like, why are you talking to me like that? Like what's the deal? Like, what are you getting me ready for? Like,
eres tan
you don't even know
chistoso.
me.
You're
Yeah,
so
like,
funny, papi.
like while she's eating tacos, ironically. It was weird how I met, but it was
imagine,
it was
bro?
a dope place. Like I felt like a unicorn there.
Had you been to Canada before?
Hell no, dog. I was scared about like the whole thing because I don't know if they're gonna Google me or if the fact that I was late on parking tickets was gonna fuck me up.
Yeah, it's tough to get into
Because I
Canada.
mean I have a clean record, thankfully. You know, like I managed to stay out of trouble and like. I don't know. Maybe like the closest thing is like I maybe owe money to the city for some parking tickets. You know, at the most. So I did everything like correctly. I bought a whole new wallet. I was like, there's way too much residue on this one. I gotta get a whole. I gotta get a whole new one. I fucking put all my credit cards and alcohol. I was like, I gotta clean this shit. Like all the signatures came off and shit. But I was. It's not that I was scared, but like I had to prepare because I mean this is a big opportunity, and if they turn me back, I'm fucked. So once I got there, I was able to capitalize on everything. I was able to perform at the small corner store to like their I guess their comedy store version out there, which is called Yuck Yucks. And I did that show twice. And my last night there, it was pretty much like a packed house there. So it's like the other comics embraced it pretty dope, man. Like they made me like somewhere out there in this place called Underground 420 Cafe. Like they put a poster of me out there signed. I was like, yo, what the fuck? This is
That's a lot of love, bro. Canadians are super, super fucking hospitable. You know, they're freaking.
I haven't took off a
amazing
Canada
people.
hat since, though.
I was gonna say, I see you rocking the maple leaf, bro.
Yeah, yo, man, for real, I love it, man. Like I really like the atmosphere out there. It's really what like that's what happy people really look like,
Dude, it's
they're
like,
healthy.
It's the northern Mexico, bro. Is what it is.
Yeah, one of the things I
They
said
drink at 18 too.
when they do it. They have people that like if you think like people getting drunk out here, like nah, you never seen an Irish guy get fucked up at the show, dude. Like and like he gave me props. I thought he was too wasted to know what the fuck he was doing. He referenced 2 of my jokes and he was like, it was fucking great. And I was just like, say that one more time. It was fucking great. Like it was dope.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
so many different cultures, and I'm going back in April again to do another comedy run. Yeah,
oh, dude, listen, let me tell you something. When you think about somebody says, "Hey, man, I'm gonna start doing comedy," I've heard that a million fucking times from people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see them start, and then they do a couple of shows, and then you never hear from these motherfuckers again. I never discourage anybody that because we all started at one point.
It's scary,
and I'm gonna tell you
shit.
right now, when I started. The first 3 months of my fucking comedy career, I swore that I was murdering every time I got on stage. Like, how's nobody discovering my ass? You know, I was a delusional motherfucker.
How's nobody discovering my ass?
100%, bro. But my point to that is that there's a lot of dudes that are like, you know, oh, that motherfucker hasn't paid dues, or that motherfucker hasn't done this, or that motherfucker hasn't done that. Look, man, to me, I think it's if you have the balls to get up on a stage and then continue to work at it, fucking by all means, you have my respect as a performer, as a person, you know, and like you've been out there doing, you know, you've been doing the rap thing for a long time, right?
Remember you told me, you said when I'm on stage, it's like you move like you're a rapper up there. Dude, I'm sorry, that's the last career I had. I still do it,
I'm like, you're up there like you're rapping. I go, you should start rapping, bro. You know, like some of these.
It's like a very fast preacher up there.
You know, no, it's badass. But again, it takes balls to get on stage, and I'll give you a lot of props for that. You know, the producer for George Perez Stories and now Tinfoil Hat, Xavier.
Yeah.
You know Xavier.
Yeah,
XG.
that's my boy.
He started getting up on stage. You know, Sam Tripoli
on the
goes
road
on the
with
road,
those
and
fools now.
he takes him out there.
Yep.
And you know, Xavier just maybe started doing comedy. I don't know how long ago, but he's been to more states and done more shows than a lot of dudes
Yep.
that have been doing it for a few years. So, you know, whenever somebody tells me, you know, I've been doing it for this long or this long or this long, how many times have you gotten on stage? Because there's dudes who have been doing it for 5 years, but they get on stage once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. And then there's a dude that's been doing it for 6 months, but has been on stage every fucking day. Every day, or even every week. I'll give you every week, but every day, 2 times a night. That motherfucker is gonna have way more chops than a guy that's fucking been up, you know, a handful of times, but he's been doing it, quote unquote, for 5 years. The more work you put into this thing, just like anything else, you know, it's like the only way you, and you can't cheat the time. You cannot cheat the time. There's no shortcuts to the time. There's people that are fucking just naturally gifted, charismatic. You know, when Chris Tucker blew up, he blew up with what, maybe 15 minutes of material. That one set blew him up. You know, and then there's people that have hours of material that are funny as fuck, and nobody knows who the fuck they are.
Although, too, I do agree with Jason Rouse, like the fact that he said you're not going to grow.
No, by doing
in
2
LA
minutes.
By doing 3 minutes every goddamn night.
He said he's like, I wanted you to have a good time, and like if you're gonna love comedy, I want you to love it for like what it is, and like you can't do it off of 2 minutes at a time. And the fact that I went out there and he was like, when we were the last day there, he was like, all right, you've done 10 shows out here. You've gotten more time than probably a lot of people have gotten out there in LA, because everything was like a 15-minute set. He's like, I'm pretty sure you're conditioned enough to go out there with the same hunger and get in all these rooms. And he was like, don't worry, if you find yourself being bored, he's like, that's just because they only gave you 5 minutes. Like, you know, you know what?
Bro. Once I started working with my dad, dude, like I went from doing 12 minutes to now I'm doing like 25 to 30 minutes, bro.
That's dope.
But within this last year and a half of doing that kind of time, bro, I feel like I've grown a crazy amount. In that amount of time, there's no way that growth would have happened still doing the 10 to 12 minutes, you know what I mean, at a time.
It's tough because, you know, once you're up there for that length of time, you know how much of your shit is gonna actually work. You know, you see a lot of dudes, and it happens all the time, and I'm not knocking them because you know, everybody has put themselves in a position where they bit off more than they could chew, and now you're trying to fill an hour. And I've seen dudes start drinking. I've seen dudes start singing. I've seen dudes start asking questions. I've seen dudes
bringing up audience members.
They'll do whatever the motherfuckers are up there doing push-ups to fill that time.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's one of those, you know, shit. I did a fucking church, bro, like early on. And I'm like, fuck, I ran out of shit. I was supposed to do, and it was Christmas. I needed the money. And I ran out of shit quick, bro. Next thing you know, I'm talking about spanking and pulling hair, bro. They came, the nuns ran up there, bro. They couldn't take the microphone away from me fast enough. Get them out of here. We've had blah, blah, blah here and blah, blah, blah here. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't even want to take your money, but I'm not going to give it back either. But anyway, I think it's great. Like I said, Xavier's out there doing his thing. You know, the more people, this is one of those things, man, where it's as far as I'm concerned, it's all love. Somebody has the balls to go up there, I'm gonna root for you 100%. And when I said, I don't know if I asked you if you want, I told you I've been doing Spanish comedy. I go, we're doing it at the Ice House.
Yeah, we talked about it on
your High and Hungry show, which I want to get into in a little bit. But you were like, I'm down to do it in Spanish, and I'm like, okay, this dude is hungry and he has balls, because there's a lot of dudes that have been doing it for a while that speak Spanish that are like, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that. Like Hooter, you know, he hasn't tried Spanish comedy yet.
Tried it yet?
And he speaks Spanish but not fluent.
Yeah, I think in English.
You know, I was like, I've heard that same kind of response, and it's like this, like the same person that told me that I was like, yeah, I'm not fluent. So I can see how that kind of it's a trick, because like the people that are going to see it, they look like they talk to you like how a parent talks to you very fluent. You know what I mean? Like they give you a lecture on Spanish. Like, dude, I said hi to her grandma there last week. Like, she's like, yeah, like she gave me a hug and shit. You know, it was
That's
cool.
what I'm saying, dude. Like I feel in English, very fast, right? Like my brain's moving super fast, and whatever I think in English, that's what I spit out. So in Spanish, if I think about it in English, then translate it, then say it in Spanish, I feel like the time's gonna pass already. Like that funny moment, I'm not gonna be quick enough. Does that make sense?
So basically, you gotta tell them that you have like Tourette's, and say, you know what, I process shit, so I might scream out something 10 seconds later that goes to that. So like fucking, you know, they're talking about something, and then later on you just fucking tortas, and they're like, what the fuck? No, ¿te acuerdas cuando tú dijiste blah blah blah?
3 minutes ago you heckled me. Well, this is my response now.
Pinche torta, cabrón.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? That might work for you. Try it,
bro. Go up there.
No, but you went up there, and dude, the fucking crowd loved you.
Thank you, man. I mean,
they fucking loved you.
I like it. It's kind of like you. Not that you get high off the crowd's reaction, but the fact that if you're able to like deliver that like laughter to them in a sense, or make them laugh, it's just, I don't know, it's like a different kind of high, and I enjoy it.
You do get high. There's endorphins that come from that. When it's very addicting when people are laughing, like when you have a great set and people are just giving, and you know when you had a great set. You know when you ate a dick, and you know when you had a great set.
I got heckled in Canada, but it's good. I was like, I knew I didn't, like, it was happened once, but it wasn't even that big of a deal. But like at the end, like, it's like I ended up like we were smoking outside, and I smoked with the dude, and I ended up making fun of him afterwards. And then at the end, he was like, all right, dude, you won me over. I get it. Like, stop making fun of me. Like,
that's enough.
That's enough. But like, you know, I didn't take it personally. It was all fun, you know, but he was just like, yo, man, like, you're, you know, they were just like, we're just fans of comedy, so we're going to try. You're the new guy here, you know? And I was like, well, I tried y'all back. Like,
how soon did you do the Spanish after getting back from Canada?
I probably I took like 4 days off after Canada, and then I did this Boyle Heights room that Friday before
the Sunday.
Yeah, that Sunday. So probably like 4 days, and then that week I had 2 shows.
So by then you were probably just like, fuck it, dude.
I'm just kind of like, it's ready. Like, I still get that nervous feeling right before it, where you think, oh, what if I forget this and that? But then there's the right side of your brain was like, motherfucker, we rehearsed.
Now, have you eaten it yet?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Have you bombed for bad yet?
Like bomb where it's like no, like you get like the least amount. Yeah. You know what? When I did a couple
bombing yet.
Yeah, when I did like 2 open mics in Canada, where like Jason took me to like these fucking like grimy ass spots, and I'm like, hey fool, it looks like the people from Waterworld are here, like, you know, like, you know, and they're like the audience, but like I thought the whole time I'm like, fuck, I bombed, but then at the end they give you that fucking, all right, dude, thank you for going up there type of shit, and then like, they weren't the type of people to cheer you on, but at the end they give you props. Yeah. And I don't know if that's because they're like, hey, you ate a bag of dicks up there, like, you know. But that doesn't really discourage me. Even if that does happen, I'll just be like, man, you know what? I'm gonna get 2 beers, just smoke a joint, and go home, and just work on something else. Because I know this shit hit somewhere else.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to get all sidetracked, but I am. When did that term come in? Fucking bag of dicks. Like, cause you hear it all the time. Eat a bag of dicks, but it hasn't been around for. There's shit that's been around forever.
You know who I heard say it first?
Cool. I've heard cool, and I've heard there's slang that's been around for a long time.
I heard Joey Diaz say it first because I listened to his podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard him say it first. And
that's the first time you heard bag of dicks.
He was talking to Lee about his stand-up, and he was like, Lee, you're going to go up there and eat a bag of dicks. You know? Like, and I was just like, that's not a bad thing. I was like, bag of dicks. I was like, that's a good way to describe somebody failing, you know, like, or fucking having a fucked up night. Like, what happened? You ate a bag of dicks up there?
But once it got thrown into the universe, it caught on, because I've heard people say fucking, like, even if you piss somebody off, fuck you, eat a bag of dicks, bro.
I used to hear just eat a dick, right?
Yeah,
but
eat
just
a dick.
one dick was
I've heard
cool.
eat a dick.
Yeah.
But a bag is excessive.
A fucking bag of dicks?
Yeah.
Like, it's... How big is this bag?
It's
is this a
hefty bag?
Is this a fucking industrial strength
like a Santa sack?
Bag? A fucking Santa sack bag? A fucking, or is it a little fucking shop? A little
dicks,
fucking Whole
bro.
Foods organic bag of dicks?
That's fucking rough, dude.
One of those Trader Joe bags.
Just mowing down these dicks. Just keep digging into the bag, reaching in for more dicks.
Eat a bag of dicks just sounds crazy.
Some animator's gonna make that shit. Who's that fool's name? Mario? No,
Mario.
Yeah, Mario's gonna
bro.
It's gonna be the Cheeto fucking logo, but dicks, bro.
Bro, could you imagine? You fucking reach in there and it's just like, it's like you know when you get a bag of fucking nuts at the with the bulk. and then you get the scoop, and it's the mixed nuts, and you get the almonds with the fucking walnuts, with the fucking whatever the fuck, cashews, and so it's a bunch of different. There'd be a bunch of different dicks in the bag of dicks. It's not like one clone dick.
You know where I think they fucking got that term from? I think I seen that shit in Vegas. Where it's in one of the stores in the malls. It's like where people go shop there for like bachelor party or bachelorette party, and I think that's where I saw it. It's a bag of gummy bears, and it's called Bag of Dicks.
Oh, it's called Bag of Dicks.
Yeah, like so, like you know, like when fucking girls are about to get married and have that fucking that bachelorette party.
Sure.
Yeah, and like I guess this is a part of the fucking party favors, and
It's
like
just
they're
a
all
fucking
gummy shaped
dick-a-thon,
dicks,
bro.
Yeah.
Every bachelorette party is a fucking dick-a-thon. Dude.
But you know
There's
what?
dick
But
everything,
yeah,
dick straws,
there's
dick
gummy
everything.
worms. There's got to be a bachelorette party with real bags of dicks. Like, hey, just bring
How
dicks.
real,
No, just real dicks. Like, hey, fucking show. You know, like, okay, look.
like the 40-year-old version. Like remember that scene where like they're in the club and they're the bachelor party with
Like,
the fucking
not a literal bag of dicks, but
it's
just
me,
dicks
you,
show
and
up.
Ezone show up with a fucking bag with our dicks in it. What are you talking about?
One bag with 3 holes. Hey, get in here, mija. Here's your bag of dicks for your
Happy
bachelorette.
bachelorette party.
Yeah, because dude, how many dudes get laid with by a stripper or an escort on their bachelor party? A lot of dudes it happens to, you know. There's
either that or your homies do it. You know what I mean? I was like, somebody's gonna come up that
Bro,
night.
my homie tore up a chick who was gonna get married the week after, bro, and it was the craziest
Damn,
thing. Dude, it was so rough, bro. Like you come back home, like usually Vegas trips are fun, but you went back home, bro, and you're just like, what the fuck, bro? Like you were so disappointed, kind of, and kind of like, what the fuck? These bitches are fucking dirty, you know what I mean? But even though like dudes do it, but you're just like, oh, these fucking.
It's such a double fucking standard, but that's what I'm saying. Like it should be acceptable. This is your last hurrah. In a traditional marriage, the way that that the Lord intended for people, como Dios quiere, you know, you're gonna be committed to this dick for the rest of your life. And in some cultures, you're a virgin when you show up to this commitment. So there's been no other dicks. This is the only one. You're not gonna compare it to it. So of course it's gonna be fucking good because it's the only one you know, right? Now, before that commitment, wouldn't it be fair that you fucking hook up with a bag of dicks? Like, you know, like dudes want to fuck before they fuck. Like before they commit to one person.
I mean,
most
it just
of the
depends
time
on how
now,
bad though. Like, cause what if like, you know, cause dude, what if you're married a girl and like she goes to Vegas and they ran a train on her? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dog.
And see, that's the other thing.
How would you feel about that? Like, man, I don't know.
See, this is you guys' age right here. Hold on.
The whole weekend.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the
and
thing.
it's a long weekend. It's Labor Day weekend.
Okay. Here's the thing. The only reason that's fucking with you is because
I want to be in the train.
because well, here's the thing: is that you're looking at it and you're looking at a time frame. You're letting the time frame dictate your thinking. Because if you marry a chick who's fucked, you know, let's just call it 10, 20, 30, whatever, however many guys.
Yeah,
you know what? People are conservative. They don't want their chick. They want to think their chick never fucked anybody. For a long time, people were obsessed with what's your number. How many? Yeah. Like if you see old movies, they'll throw, so what's your number? They'll throw that out there like, what the fuck, dude? What do you care, bro? And so anyway, let's just call it for fucking just not to say that this is a big number or low number or anything. Let's just call it 15 guys, right? Okay, yeah. Or 10 guys. Let's call it 10 guys. I saw your face.
Within her lifetime.
Within her lifetime.
I was about to say, what's the time frame? Like 2 months?
Within her lifetime. And that's what I'm saying. This is why you're letting time. So you're okay with 10 dicks fucking her as long as it's spaced out?
No, but
just as long as they don't do it the same weekend.
I mean, I want some thread on the tires, dude. Like,
it's not like it's gonna be ruined, bro.
I don't know, man. I like follow porn stars in their career, and you see that pussy go from fucking prestige to holy shit, it's Ross pussy, like George says.
I think it's more like, okay, if it's been 15 throughout the last 15 years, that's whatever, right? But we're talking about 15 in a weekend before the marriage.
Bro.
Right before getting married, like that's rough.
I know a girl. Oh, yeah, but if you had fucking leading up to your marriage, we're fucking a different chick every night, you'd be 100% cool with it. If your homie told you'd high five him. Right. If your homie said, hey, bro, I fucked a different chick every week for the last 12 months because I'm getting married, and you're going to be like, bro, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, and he's got pictures. He's like, check this one up, bro. This was fucking the Brazilian chick.
It's definitely a double standard.
The double standard like a motherfucker, you know? Nobody wants to think of somebody else being in the pussy that they're in.
No, it's not that, dude.
Oh, no?
No,
what is it?
It isn't.
Speak for men are trash.
No, dude, it's not that. It's not. Oh, dude, nobody could ever fuck this chick that I'm gonna marry. No, it's not that. It's just that like guys, you kind of expect it out of us. You know what I mean? Like we're just fucking dogs. Like you don't expect a chick who's like
Who could hang more than you?
It's just a rough thought, man. Like it seems so grimy, dude.
Like it would just seem weird. Like I know it's like if like, I know what you mean. Like if we're at the bar and we're talking to us, three guys talking about how like something happened or we're down, and it's like some girl walks in, is like, yeah, I just sucked this dude's dick. You know what I mean? Like you just be like, yo, man, like. Go talk to your girlfriends about that shit. This shit just kind of weird. I don't even know.
But if your homie came out and said, "Hey, bro, I just got my dick sucked."
I mean, we're at the bar. It's not that it's like it's wrong or anything. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? It's just like, it's weird. It's like when I see one of those like all gender bathrooms, I stop for a minute. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, did you see they're doing a all gender or no gender Barbies now?
No gender Barbie.
Yep.
I saw that they're doing
What is it, like,
the
bald?
I don't know why they got to give him a fucked up haircut.
But they never had a gender before.
Hey, hold on. Like, what do you mean? Is it bald?
It wasn't like Ken had dick
Cock
and
and
balls,
balls.
and Barbie didn't have dick and balls. It's always been the only reason that we said it's a girl and a guy is because of the way they dressed them.
And they married them too.
100%.
Well, no, Barbie had some tits, dude.
Did Barbie have tits?
Yeah, Barbie had tits.
Those weren't tits.
I mean, there was no nipples, but there was tits.
They're white girl tits.
Okay, but Ken didn't have a dick.
No dick.
So then what because of the way he dressed, we said this is a dude.
Yeah.
You know, so so
and also
and
his name was Ken.
Are people up in arms?
It
could be short for
What do they
Kendra.
mean no gender though? Like what is it gonna look like?
So they're already out?
Yeah. Well, the prototypes are out.
Oh, prototypes.
Yeah, dude.
Does it look like powder?
Prototypes.
Yeah, dude. These fucking
Shout out Rodrigo
haircuts.
Torres
These
right
haircuts
there.
are fucked, bro. Honestly, they do look like little non-gender.
They got like
fucking
Latinx
people.
haircuts.
No, dude, they do.
What's a
bro.
Latinx haircut?
You know Latinx.
I don't know Latinx haircut.
It's like just like
Bro, I just learned Latinx not too long ago.
it's like shaved right here and then super long,
Like a
up here,
feather
just
earring and
wavy.
shit?
That's
yeah,
Latinx?
bro.
You're like a feather fucking earring, like Mr.
And
T
who
used
said
to.
that that's a Latinx haircut?
No, it's just you know.
Un, dos. No,
Don Francisco, Salvador Gigante, bro. Did you hear it on Primer Impacto? The half-naked chicks fucking talked about it after they did salsa dancing in the weather.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude.
So, okay, bag of dicks. So, going on stage, let's get back on track here. Now, what did you think of Spanish comedy versus English? What did you like? Now, again, this is like somebody who's, since you're just starting in the game, you're able to see both. It's like somebody learning how to speak English and Spanish. How this conversation started with the bilingual. Now it's transcending into the stage. Had you started doing your comedy and then 5 years later you got to switch it to Spanish, it might be a different story.
My Spanish set and Spanish jokes are completely different than like there's only certain ones that I can incorporate to the Spanish language that I feel like it's not that I have to keep it PG, but it's just like exactly what I visualized before I saw the crowd. I was like, yo, I guarantee it's probably gonna be like 3 grandmas in there because they think Spanish comedy. They think everything from like fucking what's
all
that
70s
polo
style.
motherfucker or like you know like,
Like chistes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
chistes. So
Yes.
like to an extent, the dirtiness has to be like mysterious in a way.
Oh
so
man, I disagree.
not that they're into it, but like you know, like I have to test the watch, especially because I'm new. I don't want to
Sure.
go ahead and do it like that. So I'm like, okay, I gotta,
teabagging nanas.
yeah, I gotta fucking go ahead and fill it out first. So like I had,
feel you, bro.
Because a
I
lot
had
of them
2
nanas
ways.
have never had a gangbang. I guarantee you, a lot of those nanas are gangbanging less.
I had
Those
two,
bitches didn't even have a
two different
bachelorette
ways
party.
of going. Like there was 2 ways of going about it. Like I was like, if I get a laugh through a drug reference, I can go along with the 2 drug jokes or 3 drug jokes. If the grandma joke hits, I got 2 other backup ones after that. You know what I mean? So I just kind of felt like I had to test it out in the beginning.
Because I'll tell you what, a lot of I'm not saying all of them, but a majority of nanas aren't cool with the weed thing. They
I
grew
know
up
they're
with
not.
the whole freaking brainwashing of how horrible a drug it is. They put weed and heroin in the same category. You know,
Dude, my grandma will use CBD, but still will not be okay with me smoking weed. Like
That's crazy.
I'm like, you know, this shit fucking helps your arthritis. What the fuck?
Does she know you smoke?
Oh, absolutely. Like I showed her. I showed my.
Yeah, how are you gonna do? Hide it in your.
I
sock
showed my
drawer?
mom and my grandma recently what High and Hungry was, and like they flipped the fuck out. Like I was like, yeah, that pizza that I brought you, like for you guys to try. Like I made that shit at the restaurant while smoking weed.
Wow.
Tripped
So
them out.
they did flip out.
Yeah, my mom not so much because she knows like what the fuck's up, but my grandma's 94.
94.
yeah.
That's rough, bro.
Yeah.
She's still with it.
Yeah, she didn't like say like, oh, like what was she gonna judge me on? I'm like, look, I got a college degree, so you can't call me uneducated. I was like, I fucking have a couple of jobs. I was like, it's like
I went to Canada. Have you ever been to Canada, lady?
Yeah. I'm like, I brought you cookies for coffee from Canada. Like I was like, what nephew does that? I mean, what grandson does that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I visit my mom. What the fuck? So they're just cool with it because it's the fact that like you kind of just defy their expectations in a way, because that fucking old school mentality way of thinking fucks up the newer generation where like they try to limit you, but if you make it a part of yourself to really not prove them wrong but just set a new standard, it works out better. Because like, my little brother's in Panama for 2 years doing some tree hugger shit. No way in hell. Well,
did you just say doing some tree hugger shit?
Yeah, like he's
canceled.
He is. I don't know what is it called, Peace Corps or whatever.
Yeah. Is he in the Peace
He's doing
Corps?
some kind of shit like that, but like he has a class out there where he teaches English in Panama, and like he's fucking over there like in some like farm drinking some like tropical drinks and shit. Like that shit looks tight, but I'm like, yo, me setting that bar in the family they're cool with that now. You know, like before they'd be like, no, I don't want nothing to happen. I'm like, no.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so like
he's
saw
benefiting
you.
off of your back.
So it's like
bro.
he's,
in a way.
like the example
I'm happy
that you
with that,
set
though.
for him. It's not like he's a fuck up. He's out there doing
No,
something
he
beneficial
graduated
for the
from
world.
college and he
That's
went
what I'm
that to
saying,
school.
yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
There's not really. It's like,
Like
what are
you
you gonna
can't say, oh, because you smoked weed and he saw you, now he's a criminal. You
Yeah,
know, which
I'm
is
like-
what the thought used to be back in the
I'm
day.
like, if anything, mom, he gets his weed off of me.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's cool because you see the route, the effect it does, being the first in your family to like set the educational bar in a sense. And it's like, nah, don't get me wrong, going to college is not gonna change your life. It's really about how you play it out. Because the
I get
degree
props.
didn't make sense to me till like recently, where I'm like, oh shit, communications.
Which is
college.
why I give props to my younger sister. We're pretty much the same age. She's a year younger than me. And I, didn't set the example. I set the fucking I'm just gonna go get fucked up and party example. And she did get her degree, and she set that example for my younger sisters. And I'll tell you what, a degree in a Latino household is almost like it's a I don't know why they value it and teach us. And I'm not taking anything away from education, not in the least.
It's like a holy grail to them.
But it's a holy grail
Yeah.
to like without this, you can't even move forward. You cannot take the next step in life without first achieving this. They like look, that checking off of boxes that was
the bucket list.
well, but bucket more so like a this is how we accept you as a productive member of our society. You get your high school diploma, then you get your degree, then you get married, you have kids, you buy a house, you are now a productive member of society, and we accept you. You are welcome now. They give you these checklists. Should you fail in any of those ways, and these are unwritten,
Yeah.
but if there's a in a lot of cultures, if there's a woman who's in her 30s and she's not married, they are constantly getting out this box. How come this box hasn't got checked? Like, yeah, you got your degree, but this one, a lot of people don't want to get fucking married, but it's an expectation. And I think that in the Latino culture, the degree is up there with a must do in order to show that you did something with your life. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right about that, but it's at the same time like I had to explain to like I almost had to make my family get it. I was like, hey, this doesn't guarantee success. I was like, this just guarantees debt. I was like, because this shit costs me money. It's the most expensive piece of paper I own. So I'm just like, that's like having them understand that, it makes them double think about that shit. So I'm like, hey, I was like, don't be so hard on the motherfucker that's been starting his business in 16, 17, support him, but just know the options are there.
When you think about a guy that gets out of a university of a top tier university or an Ivy League college or wherever the hell he went, and you figure he walks out with close to $100,000 debt right off the bat.
It's fucking hard.
But that's a reality.
It is.
and that's
It's
on
a sad reality.
You've got anywhere from 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, whatever the fuck the case may be. There's still an amount of debt. It's very few people that can manage to get out of a university, no matter what level of that. Even if you go to the University of Phoenix, for crying out loud, most people take out loans, and these these loans have interest. So a lot of times, let's just say that the average place to start is 80,000. Okay, and it could be, I'm not saying that there's way higher than that, and of course there's lower than that, but let's just call it 80. And now you've got an $80,000 loan, which is you're in the negative 80. Which if you have, that's just for your school. If you have a car and you've got
still have
rent
real
to
life.
pay,
Yeah.
you got your life bills, but on top of those, you're looking at this $80,000 fucking albatross. We've got a job market that is extremely competitive. When people start saying, "Oh, there's a lot of jobs out there and fucking we're employing," yeah, you're employing people at minimum wage. There's a lot of minimum wage jobs are abundant. You can get a minimum wage job tomorrow. Will that minimum wage job allow you to sustain yourself, support yourself, and pay off this loan? Chances are no. So that you're starting with that 80K, but you've got your degree. Now, if you then took that 80K, and by no means do I want anybody to say fucking Martin's shitting on education. I'm a big fan
he's
of
adding a
education.
different perspective.
Just fucking looking at a different perspective. If you took that 80K and invested it in your dream and in yourself, and what is it that fucking little Billy wants to do? Does little Billy want to fucking, sell? But little Billy loves fucking, a collectible, collectibles. Well, what if he took those 80K and invested in some collectibles, turned them over, and fucking flipped them, and then eventually set himself up an online store with collectibles that people want? Couldn't he take that 80 and say, okay, I like shoes, then I'm a sneakerhead? Do you then turn in and fucking start buying sneakers? And if you had 80K to invest, and there's a lot of people that shit on sneakerheads. I used to be one of them until I realized this is no different than people that collected vinyl back in the day. This is just a thing that happens to be collectible. And somebody that knows shoes, that's a sneakerhead, some of those sneakers are fucking priceless in a lot of circles. So if you took 80K, think about how many of those coveted shoes you'd be able to purchase to turn around. It becomes a thing of, how are you going to invest this money?
80K could definitely open up shop.
80K can open up shop for a lot of things. Maybe it can't open up a brick and mortar, but we don't live in that world anymore. We have an online marketplace.
You could take that 80K and make a fucking double play out of that shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of parents that want to bank all that debt into this paper. And again, depending on where you get your degree and depending on what your degree is in, a lot of doors, there's more doors that'll open for you in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you get a degree in art appreciation, you're going to probably have, unless you become there's artists that never go to school. There's artists that are trained. And now with the internet, you can get educated, online on your own if you're smart enough to navigate fucking.
Get your debt online.
So anyway, fucking, I know we're getting a little sidetracked here. Comedy en Español. You went up there and you're like fucking talking about how you don't want to offend nanas. But here's the thing, bro. I think about the jokes that I grew up on as a kid, and Pepito, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, Pepito was fucking his teacher, Pepito was fucking his cousin, Pepito was fucking his friends. Stories, these were Pepito stories that I was listening to. Everybody grew up with fucking Pepito stories. So it's not like they're just shocked hearing them in a group that big on a stage with somebody on a microphone. But there's so much innuendo, even in the Polo stories with sex. They just don't want it in their face. They just want people to be subtle with it. But they do like it dirty.
No, they do. Yeah, I do get, like, they do like it, but I mean, it was my first one, so I didn't want to.
You should have just gone up there with a bag of dicks.
Oh, man.
Throwing them out at the nanas.
After seeing the way Jason Rouse makes them cringe, I was like, I don't ever want to have the reaction. That fool makes people cringe, dog. He's an evil jester. He does, man. I'm in the crowd like, fuck, I gotta take an Uber back.
Nice. Is it that crazy?
I mean,
I've seen Jason Rouse. I haven't
he keeps
seen him
it
do a
mild
full hour.
here, bro.
I haven't seen him do a full hour. I've seen him do, do spots.
He would do 45 and close it out at the Yuck Yucks out there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god,
headlining. I've never seen his hour set, but if you're telling me that it's crazier than the stuff that he's doing out here, holy shit! He's pushing it.
He's pushing it. I mean, not that like he gets like fucking disturbing, but it's a lot of fucking jokes that are like, it's kind of like it's shocking. It's to say the least.
And you know what? There's a huge fan base that loves that stuff. I mean,
that's why he's on tour all the time.
Man. There's a lot of people that like shit fucking dark and twisted.
He goes to fucking Denmark and kills with these fucking jokes, and like just fills up rooms with like 250 people. Just like I'm like, damn, like. Who knew that was our, like, in Canada, certain rooms?
I mean, a few hundred people will go out,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that.
And they love that shit.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, when I've gone out when Gabe's done, these big venues out there, and his comedy is not shocking. So you're definitely going to get a few thousand coming out to go see, Fluffy versus somebody coming out talking about it. And then I was fucking, whatever.
Yeah, with the fucking effects and shit.
Yeah, dude. He gives you some crazy visuals.
What are you looking at, dog? You got a Barbie?
That's the gender neutral, bro.
Is that the gender neutral
That's the
Barbie?
no gender Barbie.
Damn, that's
wow. You know what it looks like? You know who she looks like? And I'm not trying to talk shit.
It's not a she though.
Okay, do you know what?
Why does she have to be a she?
That's good, you cocksucking pig. You know what?
Dude,
Who'll eat a bag of dicks?
It looks like you'd find somebody like that in Long Beach.
Okay. I don't. However,
drinking a kombucha.
Okay, here it is.
Kombucha.
You know what Barbie looks like, or who Barbie looks like.
Uh-oh. You're gonna give me a specific
dude, and then you're gonna be like Justin Bieber. I see Justin Bieber right there. How is that not Justin Bieber?
Nah.
No.
It looks like he drinks spiced pumpkin lattes.
Nah, bro, that's me, dog.
That's you.
I drink pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was you.
No.
Yeah, that is very.
I used to get designs on my hair.
Who's the soccer player that just won Player of the Year?
Messi?
No, the female.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one from the World Cup.
Yeah. Megan Rapinoe. That's the kind of haircut
son.
she has.
Yeah.
It looks like her teen son.
That looks like her teen. Yeah, her teen kid.
Her teen.
That looks like her avatar.
Daughter.
Hey, that's gonna be the fucking look for like next year for all these kids. They're gonna be bored. Watch.
Yeah. No, listen. I mean,
you know what, bro? You're right, Ezone. There's gonna be a moment in time where all the kids are gonna fucking look like this.
Yes.
Well, not all of them, but a lot
big
of
portion
them.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's fucked up.
Is it?
I mean, I don't like. That's a lot of fucking hair dye you're gonna be seeing around, dude.
Nice. I think they'll do the haircut with their natural colors.
With their natural colors.
So your show, High and Hungry. We'll get out. Like, congratulations on doing comedy, brother.
Yeah, dude.
That's badass.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
but let's talk about your show, High and Hungry. First of all, thank you for having me on as a guest.
Man.
I had a fucking blast.
It was perfect for you, dog.
Yeah, you picked the right spot.
Last time he was on, he was explaining High and Hungry. Remember?
That's right.
Remember you had told us how you told Be Real, and like we even made it.
Yeah, to the animation.
Yeah.
I was explaining to you how I landed the show, and now we're going on 3rd year.
Fuck me. Congratulations. So you had just started the show back then?
Like a year and a half into it, yeah. So
okay.
A year and a half later, bam.
And there you go. See, that's what I say with longevity. There's a lot of dudes that started a fucking video blog or a vlog or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a podcast and fucking 10 episodes later, and you like it, and you invest your time, and then all of a sudden,
time,
they're like,
money,
hey,
and all that shit.
Where did fucking blah 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 go? Where then it's like kind of like you're fucking just teasing motherfuckers, right? You've been consistent with it. How many episodes you pumping out a month?
Fuck, we do one every week, every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. You did one in Canada.
Yeah, I managed to get a crew out there.
Bro, how?
They have this one thing, this place called Bong Mansion. And it's,
Bong Mansion.
Yeah, it's a property that's eventually gonna get demolished, but it looked like it belonged to the Canadian Scarface out there because it was, so like this one dude makes a lot of content there, and he has a team of like young motherfuckers that like have cameras and all that shit. we linked up with them, and I did an episode featuring Jason out there. So I was able to do that because I wanted to capitalize on every fucking moment I had out there.
A High and Hungry in Canada is fucking fantastic.
And I did
think
it
that's great.
right. I smoked in the park. You know what I mean? We got high. I met up with the dispensary owner. He gave me some weed. It was cool.
You know what would be awesome is to do like a segment where like fucking you get some sponsors, obviously, but you get to go to different countries and film High and Hungry.
That would be awesome. That'd be like some,
especially weed friendly.
Yeah,
countries.
weed friendly.
You wouldn't want to break the law.
I don't want to go to Anthony Bourdain countries and then get arrested.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. But like if say you went to the Netherlands and shit, you went over there to Amsterdam.
Oh yeah,
that would be fucking sick.
I want to plan to do that more next year. Like they got to do this a couple times here in the States. Like I went to Vegas and a couple places around that area, like
Denver,
like
Washington,
like just all the weed friendly states. But yeah, it's now that we're getting to progress more and more, and like we got an agent now with us, we got a publicist. So
congratulations!
It's starting to get more in that professional
and it's
mode.
on Be Real TV.
Yeah, and so I know once we like maybe get like that really big spotlight moment, we could probably pull that off, because eventually I do want to get it on a network, like a big TV network,
Hey man, weed's becoming way more acceptable.
I'm like, if Vice can be on TV 24/7, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like, in half of their people, like I know from experience, like they can't really. We don't smoke the same. It's a bit different. Like, I'll tell you, Martin. One thing being from behind the cameras, dog, and interviewing a lot of people, and a lot of people that talk about weed can't smoke weed. You know what I mean? They can't hang, bro.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm like, stop talking about it so much. Like,
that's fucking funny, dude.
It is, man. Like a lot of my favorite rappers, I'm over here. I was like, all right, I'm gonna roll 10 blunts. Can't even finish one.
They can't finish one.
Yeah, I met fools like that before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hey, if you see some smoke boxes, dog, some interviews, like you'll see that
some of these dudes are annihilated.
You'll see them that like that joint doesn't make it past like the fucking the 1/3 mark. It's weird. Like I'll have to go sometimes at the end. I'm gonna start documenting this. Be like, yo, this smoke box is coming up, and let me show you whose joint I gotta finish.
When we nice. When we did High and Hungry, I met you and we got high in that fucking.
Oh yeah,
you're
a stoner though, man.
But before I knew it, I'm like, holy fuck, man. We're sitting there talking about fucking Bukowski out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I remembered when I saw the clip, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It was I had a fucking, but congratulations on Canada. Before we get into the episode that we did, had you planned I'm gonna record something while I'm out there, or did it happen while you were there?
I planned on it, but not like all the way. Like I was like, if I managed to put this together and put the pieces together, I was like, it'll work out perfect. So and it did, like I wanted to do more than one, but the fact that I got one to take home, and aside from the comedy thing, it went great.
Fucking badass.
That's awesome.
And
what'd you eat out there?
We went to this place called Poop Cafe. So like it's very it's shit themed, dog. It's weird, right? Because Jason's very dark, so I was like, this got to be perfect for him.
Yeah.
So everything comes in like a toilet themed tray. You sit on toilets, like it's weird, but it's not like dirty or anything,
It's not like a real bathroom.
Is it a mind fuck though?
Yeah, it's a mind fuck, but like it's like I got this like it's a dessert kind of place. So it was this big like sundae looking like thing. It was like coffee ice cream with like coconut, and it came in a toilet. And then Jason got this thing that was covered in Nutella, and he starts fucking chopping his thing. And it was like a sweet spot. But
that's a hell of a visual, bro.
I know it was a lot. Like you could see in my face in that episode where I just looked. I was like, dude. I was like, they're gonna unsubscribe.
like, was it weird to dive into the toilet?
Yeah, because like because you want to fucking drink the fucking shake part of it, and then you're like, hey, check this out. The water comes in a urinal, like a little urinal cup. It's weird.
That's fucking awesome. Was it packed? Was the place packed?
It was like in the arts district version of like Toronto. So it was like to them, they probably like they were tripping out over the fact that I guess they didn't have a Chick-fil-A out there. And you know how out here people were fighting over Popeyes and Chick-fil-A? All the Popeyes and people were having regular dinners out there, no problem. There was a sandwich was there, but they had no problem.
They didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. They recently opened up a Chick-fil-A while I was out there, and there was lines for that shit. I was like, man, it's not that great.
Yeah, I've had Chick-fil-A. I don't think it's all that.
It's good, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this shit's the shit.
Yeah, no.
You guys don't even have buffalo sauce.
Nice.
They have every sauce but buffalo. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
How did you find the restaurant?
Jason recommended it.
Oh, so
yeah. He's like, I was like, you're always telling people to go eat shit. Let's go.
Fucking funny, bro.
Our place was crazy, man. We went to Gorilla Mall. With
I was
your
just gonna
dad.
say Gorilla Mall.
That's like fucking the heavy metal restaurant of burgers, bro, or just a rock and roll restaurant of burgers, dude.
Just period. It's just fucking. It's so like if anybody that came up in the '80s, the minute you walk in, even if you go into the bathroom, everything screams 80s metal nostalgia.
Yep.
Just or whatever metal you
Your
identify
dad knew
with.
all
To be
the
honest.
bands on the wall, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
But what was really crazy was when I saw the flyers that they put up that they replicated. I was like, holy fuck! I hadn't seen these names in eons, you know, and you just start looking at it. And I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, "Fucking, let's go fuck up some pupusas," right? Like,
Racist motherfucker, bro. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
really, you motherfucker?
Just because he's I mean, dude.
No, just because I like fucking
Oh,
pupusas,
yeah,
motherfucker.
bro.
A mí me gustan las pupusas, dude. Listen, I always
You put
blame it
two
on
and two
Chiqui.
together.
Hey, but we did go to a dope ass pupusa spot, bro.
We did.
Close to USC.
Is it called La Pupusa Urbana?
No, it's called something with a B.
Is that close to USC? That's not
La
close to
Flor?
USC.
Yeah, it's close to. It's off of Adams.
Is it called La Flor?
It was off of Adams.
No, it's called Honeybees.
Honeybees.
That's a pupusa spot?
Well, it was. They had pupusas.
They had
Oh.
pupusas, yeah.
It might be like. I don't know if it was like famous.
They had
Adams is
pupusas.
what?
They had pupusas with little
Adams and-
rancheros.
Fuck, I don't know the cross street.
If it's by USC, that's like around where I live. I probably drive by it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad that we ended up at High and Hungry. I'm glad that we
Gorilla
ended up
Mall.
at Gorilla Mall. And dude, Nikki the chef couldn't have been more fucking cool, bro.
She was awesome.
She broke down everything.
I saw the burger. That shit looked humongous.
Every
Bro.
single burger there is half pound, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, that one that we gangbanged on the promo thing.
Like a chick's bachelorette, bro. You're so against it, and you're over there banging,
Gang-banging a
you're running
burger,
trains
dog.
on cheeseburgers, bro.
Hey, he busted one of those things where he was like, I can't remember the last time when I had a cheeseburger.
Oh god,
And he started laughing, dog.
Unbelievable.
You see, I was like, I've heard this fucking excuse before. Like, I heard this with the
But
apple
no.
fritter. I heard this with everything else.
Everything, bro. Everything. This fool will be drinking a fucking beer, talking about, dude, I can't remember the last time I drank a beer, bro.
It's been a long time.
Let me tell you something, bro. That day was my first cheat day in a long time.
Oh, here we go,
listen,
dude.
because you know what Hooter. You remember? Do you remember when we went for my follow up, and then I had passed that thing, and then like that weekend, I said, all right, I'm gonna eat. We went to Puerto Nuevo. I was eating chips. I was
Bro, this
drinking
fool ate
micheladas.
the big bag of fucking cheese and sour cream ruffles, bro, on the
I
way back.
did because I knew that I was gonna be
With the tall boy, bro.
Damn, fool.
Riding shotgun, bro.
On the way back here?
Yes.
like an asshole. Anyway.
So let's hear it, dude.
Okay. I knew that was gonna be like after that I'm gonna eat clean, and I did for 3.5 weeks. The first cheat meal, the first beer that I had was on High and Hungry. So that was the perfect cheat meal. And you know what's crazy? Like we get there and we sit down and I'm stoned I'm pretty stoned. I don't say out of my mind, but I was pretty stoned. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm reading that they had this jump in the salad, you know?
Oh.
And I start saying, damn, that jump in the salad sounds
The
pretty
nerve,
good.
dog.
And this motherfucker, dude, turned into Hooter. Like all of us, he goes, all right, bro, don't tell me I brought you to a burger place.
He's going to order a salad, fool.
I wasn't going to order the salad.
I told him that, though, bro. I was like, hell no, bro. This place is known for half-pound burgers.
I knew I was going to have a fucking burger, but it was just so crazy that you're like, don't tell me you're
Don't
gonna
do this
tell
to
me,
me, bro.
Don't do this to me, bro. Don't tell me I brought you to a fucking badass burger place and you're gonna be the guy that orders the salad.
Hey,
Hey,
he
you
had
guys happen to have a wedge salad back there? You guys have fucking iceberg lettuce back there?
How's your arugula supply?
Hey, that day, though, man, that was... Fuck, man, those burgers are just extremely big, dude.
Extremely big.
Like, your dad had a rock and roll beer. Like, what band did you...
It was the Iron Maiden beer.
I had Stone Cold's beer. That shit was good, bro.
So there's some wrestling theme stuff in there as well.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand though. Half of the wrestlers' intro songs in WWE have been by like a lot, like a Triple H has Motorhead. You know, it's just they have a bunch of different like people that do these intro songs.
Go ahead. I cut you off.
Just we got to try those different beers too, man. Like that Skull Crusher beer by Stone Cold. That shit was good. Like I'm thinking about going back there this weekend just to like I told my boy Ray, I was like, hey dude, I want to go, but let's split a burger. I just really want to go.
Yeah,
for
you
beer.
gotta split it.
Because it's fucking big, dude. Like that's a lot of masa, dog. You know what I mean?
The half a pound is just the patty?
Yeah,
it looked like there was a bunch of other
There's
shit
a lot of stuff
on.
going on.
Yeah.
The one I got was Texas toast it was the Whopper version made. I mean, no, the like a Big Mac. You know how it has the bread in the middle, but with Texas toast, fucking like all these sauces, stuff, fucking jalapenos. Like, oh my god, dude,
bro. Yours looked bomb.
It was bomb though.
I had the Eggs Benedict one.
I was about to fucking go at it with C- because I left the studio and I left it there and we left him behind because we had to go to the concert. He was like, I'll just stay here in the studio and like DJ, and there was nothing to eat. And he was like, dude, I was eyeing your burger, you know, because it was that same day, and I was like, dog, I've been preserving that shit for 2 days. If you would have ate that shit, because I had brought down the fucking little oven from the upstairs to watch it just like, you know, like sweat out and go. I was like, oh man, it's about to be good. I'm like, I would have been so hot.
I was just about to ask
it was
you
that
guys
good,
if
bro.
you guys finished it.
Dude,
no,
way.
hell no,
fucking
dude.
Way.
No.
Not to mention, they brought us a bunch of she brought us another one on top of the listen, if you order 2 of those burgers, you could legit share them. 3 people can eat.
Wow.
3 people can eat off of 2 of those burgers and be full. Not just eat, but be full.
Does it stay a burger the whole time, or does eventually
it
you
gets
need to
messy? It does get messy. Mine stayed a burger the whole time.
Oh, that's tight.
Now the other one, was it the Berserker, the one with the pastrami and the chili?
That's a secret menu burger.
That was a secret menu burger.
Yeah, hey, we got a secret menu one that had it was like a tower chili. That's the one we gangbanged.
And it looked like that just looks like a mess. You know? It, like one of those, like that just looks like a hot mess. Yeah. But
you take gloves.
When you bite into it, I raw dogged it, bro. Fuck it. You got to get 30, homie. You better put on gloves, you motherfucker. You better be ready to get that shit all over your pants, all over your goddamn
I fucked up my
face.
shirt, dog.
As you should,
I had a white flannel. I was like, I had to fucking put.
Oh, dude, you can't.
I had to put fucking baking soda on that bitch.
Motherfucker wanted to look cute. and so, fuck, dude, but that, like if you described that burger to me, like, okay, this is off the secret menu, and you told me all the stuff that was in it, I probably wouldn't order it.
Oh yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? You just sit there and you're just like, oh, come on, that's too much.
Yeah.
But now, after trying it, there's no way in fuck I don't order one of those.
All your taste buds are like in their right sense too, because we were all high too, so we're just like everything just tastes. I mean, the food was already great sober, but with the weed, we're over here like fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, though, he got one with an egg in it. Fuck, that shit was good. Like the egg they had in there, you could pop that shit.
Mm-hmm. You know, like the yema, when it's the yolk, when it's about to fucking burst, it was like that. And it wouldn't, like, you'd shake it a little bit and you think, okay, it's not going to hold. Favorite. But, dude, it held all the way up until I bit that motherfucker, right?
That's so tight.
I enjoyed, the Pig Champion was the name of my burger. And I enjoyed the fuck out of every bite. And I'll tell you what, like I said, the secret menu burger is not something I would order, but once I bit it, I'm like, I will come back and I'll talk somebody into getting the burger just so that I could get a bite. You know, and if nobody orders it,
you gotta treat it like tapas. What is it?
Like you share it like an appetizer.
Oh, okay,
dude. Because it's like everybody has to get a bite. It's like they should just call it the gangbang. Is what they should.
I'll be there this weekend. Now that we're talking about it so much, I'm probably gonna go eat there.
You're gonna back to Grill them all.
Yeah,
I want to.
You contemplated, dude, because it's good, but now that you have to be prepared for it, it's like camping, dude.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly right. Yeah. That's a great analogy. Yeah. Now you know. Okay, next time I'm gonna bring this. Next time I'm gonna do this. Next time I'm gonna do that.
Your dad pops out with some fucking Iron Maiden gloves, like
yeah, dude. Everything was good. Everybody there was fucking awesome.
You gotta go there, man. Like people. I'm pretty sure, like
you've been there.
Yeah, I used to live down the street from there
at Alhambra,
in Monterey Park. Yeah. Off of Garfield, so I used to.
You take your son there before?
No,
you can fuck one of those up.
Fucked up his cheeseburger and mine, bro. No. It was before kids when I was all happy, bro. And I remember going and I got the grilled cheese one. Each side was a grilled cheese, and then there was a burger shit in between. And yeah, I remember it being crazy, like a crazy ass burger.
But they started off as a food truck.
Yeah.
These dudes, and then they just got so fucking popular that now they're out in Alhambra. What
Do
they're
they
on
still have the food
Main
truck?
Street?
No, they don't.
I don't think they do.
You should definitely go back, fool. Like you
Yeah,
just
I'll
have to
try
order like 2 burgers and all the kids will eat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, you could feed them all with 2 burgers.
That's tight.
Yeah,
just
well,
walk in there with a high and hungry shirt. She'll know, bro. Like, she'll know, dog. She'll be like,
walk in there with a high and hungry shirt and 3 kids.
no, and then he's gonna be like, hey, you know, Martin's my dad. Like,
and then say, and this one speaks Espanol.
and they'll hook you up. She was really nice though, man.
Yeah.
You know what
She
was
was
good
awesome.
too? That
She
was
was
like
awesome.
that I took to the dessert. The fucking deep fried bread pudding. Oh, my
dude,
God,
yeah, I had
that
some of
shit
that.
was good.
Listen,
dude.
it was my cheat day, so I had a little nibble. I didn't have a lot, but
Little
I
nibble,
had a little
I
nibble.
got to the studio and it's like a fucking big like donut hole, like but it's bread pudding and it's deep fried. So I got to the studio, I put it in the little oven. I was watching it, I let it cool down, and I was like, man, fuck this. I was high. I ate that shit like an apple, dude. Like, it was, like you saw how it was. I grabbed the napkin. I was like, yo, this is fucking good.
Salvaje, cabrón.
I was eating it with an ice cream bar too because I was like, oh, it's gonna melt. It's good.
Man, I'm telling you, man. If you like burgers, but especially if you're a metal fan, visit Grill 'Em All because they are fucking. You're gonna love just the ambiance. The food is the cherry on top. The ambiance is amazing. The food is I hate using the word amazing, but how else do you awesome,
It's fucking delicious.
fantastic, delicious, prepared
It
with
was
like
an aesthetic burger.
bro.
That's tight.
It just, and again, and I've said it before, but every time you get something that's that stacked with so many different things, you tend to, it just becomes like this unknown crazy mixture, you know. But this one, you could taste the pastrami, you could taste the meat, you could taste the sauce, you could taste the chili.
Everything that's in it complements the other ingredients.
100%. And it just like the flavors are amazing, and it takes talent to create food like that, you know, where it just and dude, with the beer, a burger and a beer is fucking, that's America, bro. Everybody's fucking all divided, blue state, red state. I think we just need to get back to burgers and beer and unite America like it should be. Como Dios quiere. Well, unless you're vegan, and then you gotta have an Impossible
Hey, have
burger.
you tried one of those yet?
The Impossible Burger?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Fuck no.
I don't feel right. Like I can't go to. I can't.
Oh, okay.
I probably might do it for an episode just because I get a lot of, like, don't get me wrong, vegan girls and vegetarian are really
bro,
pretty, so I'll do it for them. You know
From
what I'm saying?
from what I've heard, a lot of that meat that they're labeling vegan, a lot of that shit is the same stuff that they make chicken nuggets with.
Oh, the
or
pink
no,
shit.
not chicken nuggets, McNuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink goo. It's rebranded pink fucking goo is
It's
what it
Roundup.
is. It's fucking Roundup.
Oh, dude, I don't know about.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, I don't want, like, call me crazy. I don't want processed meat, and you're slapping. I feel like, not disrespect to vegans, but I feel like they're slapping that vegan label on so many things that are horrible for you, and people are under this impression: this is good, this is good, this is good.
Yeah, before,
just because it's not meat, it doesn't mean that it's good, dude.
Every time before I would meet like vegan people or like vegetarian people, like they would all, like, even when I've dated like people that are like that, like I've dated girls like that, I'm like, man, like they've always been pretty fit. Like it's only till lately where I started seeing like fat vegans and like
100%.
fat vegetarian foods. I'm like, how the fuck are you that fat, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because there's a lot of people that stick to the plant-based everything, and everything is raw, and everything is, you know, now those, like, that type of veganism is different than the motherfuckers that are out there mowing down French fries.
I had a
and
friend,
Impossible
dude.
Burgers.
He's a coworker, bro. He was trying out for this vegan shit, and he goes to Trader Joe's and he comes back. Yeah, look, 24 fucking vegan cupcakes, and he eats.
Oh, get the fuck
The little
out
ones,
of
and I'm
here,
just like,
bro.
dude, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because that's the thing, bro. Like, even
they're
though
little,
you're
though,
vegan,
but 24 though?
Doesn't matter.
Too
24
much,
of anything's a lot.
just because like it's vegan, it's
You
still
couldn't
could
even
get
handle
fried.
10 people in the gangbang.
Yeah, no shit. It could still get deep fried. It could still be like, deep fried anything isn't good for you.
No,
whether
dude.
it has meat or it's fucking vegan.
No.
So if you're mowing down fried
Now,
shit.
I will argue with that a little bit because there's a whole generation of motherfuckers, which is my mom's generation, that grew up on deep fried shit.
Mhm.
And my mom's almost fucking 90.
No,
I
but
mean,
like
you
deep,
know
like
what I'm
deep
saying?
fried is like okay, it's different. Like I seen my mom use-
Chicharrones, bro.
Okay, but like it's not like the
Chiles
fucking county
rellenos,
fair like
bro.
type of shit. You know, like
Right.
when I seen them, they're like poquito de aceite. You know, like they deep fried to an extent, but like it's not like how like if I go to the LA County Fair, let me get that
Man.
deep fried avocado because I'm vegan.
But dude, even like in the Latino thing where they're frying up shit and you're frying up chicharrones, like if you eat that every day, you're gonna get fucked,
Oh yeah, you're
bro.
gonna die too.
You're
man.
gonna get a fucking
You're gonna
heart
get a
attack, bro.
clog, artery clog, dude.
You can't fucking mow down chicharrones every day, bro. You crazy?
Yeah, dude, I want to eat tacos every day, dude. Like for real, there's a taco truck by my work, bro, and they have the al pastor. That shit is good, bro.
Yeah.
On a bad week, bro, like I'll go there 3 times, and I know I'm like, hey, from where I'm gonna eat. Like
3 times is pretty hardcore.
but that's like like once every 3 months if I have to,
Bro,
dog.
listen, you got a food show and you still manage to stay
know,
pretty
bro.
fucking. I'm not gonna say
I-
fit, but you're.
I mean, I'm on my shit, man. Like
Yeah.
I kind of have to.
You're
'cause-
not all desparramado. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
I'd be
I
for
couldn't-
sure, bro.
Oh, dude, Hooter's on a diet. Tell him, Hooter.
Oh, you know me, Papi.
I couldn't let that like because I used to be big before when I first started at Be Real TV. I was like 315, and this was before the food show. So yeah,
the
like
fuck,
this is when I was like out of college.
Doing
Yeah,
research.
and I got tired of it one day. I couldn't shop for clothes and shit.
You were how much?
315, like my biggest. Yeah.
Fuck, Ezone.
So like, I didn't really look like it because I'm tall, So I just got
How tall are
widescreen.
you?
I'm like 5'11".
Fucking, I love it, bro. Latinos swear 5'11" is tall. But anyway,
I mean, shit. Okay. Hey, no, so, hey,
because I'm tall.
hey, for Salvadorians, it's a world record, all right? We're not really
I'm not
the-
being a hater,
No, that
bro.
was a hater ass move,
No,
bro.
'cause listen,
That was
I'm
such a subtle fucking thing
fuck.
in the whole story, bro.
I'm 5'11".
I'm sorry, and you said, wait a fucking minute,
No. Because I'm 5'11" and a half. And I might have lost that half because of years. But for the longest time, I saw I'm tall. Now when I look at pictures and I'm like, oh fuck, man. I mean, I'm average height.
I don't
like I'm
really feel
average
that.
height.
Like, there's only certain people that make you not feel like pretty tall. Like yesterday when I said what's up to Matt Barnes, I was like, oh shit. Like I was like,
yeah, there's fools.
he can fucking just be like, get the fuck out my
I
way.
mean, like I look at Hooter, I'd say, okay, this fucker's tall.
yeah, Hooter's tall. He's taller than you, right?
Oh,
yeah. I was like,
well,
he's taller than me.
We're right there.
Yeah, but
I'm kidding.
But the fact that I was like 5'11", like I just got widescreen. I didn't get like my gut didn't go to the
Yeah.
front, so it's just
My dad sucked.
yeah, it just
Fuck the losing 315 pounds, bro. No. Whoa. How tall are you, bro? Unbelievable.
Only because I'm tall. He made that shot. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's 6'1", 6'2",
No, but a
6'3".
5'11" dude can't hide a lot.
you
Oh,
wear a lot
yeah.
of black.
Yeah.
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 You know what helps me with stay with the top of it, like it's with the high and hungry shit is. I mean, my regimen is every fucking morning is a 4-mile run with my boy Ray, who
A
creates.
run, not a hike or
Every
Nah, like-
day, bro.
I mean, I might take 2 days off, so it'll be Friday and Sundays if I'm hungover. So like, like
That's still
those
good
will
as
be days,
fuck.
even
but
if
like
you're getting 3 in, bro, that's fucking great.
But I told myself, I was like, all right, man, no matter what the fuck you do, you could be partying at the Comedy Store after doing podcasting all day and whatever it is. I don't care if you go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. You better wake up and sweat this shit out. And I kind of trained my body to like, if I don't get all the fucking grease and all the calories and toxins and all the shit that I participated in a day out, the next day, it stays in my body. And that fucks me up. Like, I feel it in my mind. I feel it like, me da una pereza. You know what I mean? Just
What's
like,
pereza? What is that?
but it's just like kind of, where people do this shit?
Anxiety?
Like, yeah, like that. It's kind of like an anxiety, but mixed with something else. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird.
Yeah.
But it's like a form of anxiety. And it
It's
just
something that tall people get.
only 5'11s, dog. But I got used to that. And I also take a lot of fat burners throughout the day.
Oh, you're taking fat burners.
Oh, this
Like, so
fool.
every fucking day, it's like, regardless whether I'm doing a food show or not, and I'm working out, so it's my metabolism is on point.
What kind of fat burners are you fucking with?
I try to do as much natural, so it's mostly all pepper based. It's like whatever you can get at like the Vitamin World, as long as it has the like nothing. Like I like it to consist of a lot of peppers, just because those are natural fat burners. Period. You know what I mean? Like it'll make you sweat.
Cayenne pepper.
I-
papi.
Yeah, you know what?
That's
I've
a lot of them
lost-
have that shit.
Cayenne pepper is a fat burner.
That's why when you fucking pop them, like if you ever pop one of those, like it looks like it's all brown and shit, but that shit pica, dog.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
because it's cayenne pepper mostly, dog. But it's true, and that's
I've lost 10 pounds
Uh-oh.
in the last.
Uh-oh.
Whenever we went to Mexico, which
When
is
you put down that burger, bro. That burger was 10 fucking pounds, dude.
when you put down that big ass tall boy in the burger, that was 7 right there, dog. No, since we got that, since I got that clean bill of health, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna start watching. At that time, I was 243, 245. I think I told you, right?
Yeah.
I'm at 233, but I'm just fucking saying fuck it. I'm not even gonna take credit for those because that'd be kind of nitpicking if I said I've lost fucking 13 pounds. So I'm just saying I'm rounding it, and I'm saying 10. Listen, I'm not trying to.
Right now you said 12.
he's
dude.
rounding it up. You see it like it's a division problem.
I said 10 pounds. I said I've lost 10
I
pounds.
could have sworn he said 12, dude.
Yeah, well, because you're a little hater. That's why. I've lost
it's
10.
those tall people, dog.
You motherfuckers.
so you lost 10.
So I lost 10, and I can notice. I noticed like on my. I look. 33 is still heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the throwback picture that I put?
Oh, dog! I didn't even believe that was you.
That
fool.
was me, bro. I was a big.
Fuck,
Talk about a thick
fool.
puppy, bro.
And you fucking took a picture next to the skinniest girl ever, dog.
Well, she took a picture. Yeah, she sent me the
I was
picture.
like, damn.
Yeah, that's like fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like,
That
you could
tripped
get
me
3
out.
or 4 out of her
That
with
was
me.
wild.
That
Yeah.
tripped me out, dude.
I was a big fucking.
How
vato,
often
bro.
did you see your dad at that point when he was that
But
big?
he didn't even
No.
realize I was that big. I
I
don't
think that's what it was, too.
What's
But that I didn't realize how big you were, too.
that? Yeah. But we were, dude, listen, we were mowing down. That's in the mowing down days when we're mowing down pork chops. Fucking, we'd go to fucking Costco, buy a pack of pork chops and take them down, bro.
Damn.
Like fucking Costco style. Like, you know, I'm just sitting there fucking pounding Dos Equis and fucking biting the thing off the bone,
yeah,
bro.
that shit. If you
pork-
don't flush that shit out, that shit will take a toll on you.
Oh, bro, fucking taking down fucking ribeyes, bro. Fucking like nobody's business. Just fucking. I would take down, I would say, 2.5 fucking steaks.
Fuck, dude, I could barely finish one at Pacific Dining Cart.
A potato. Like we had a grill outside.
But that was you at your big point, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
bro.
because when you're big, like the appetite gets big too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, real big. Yeah.
Like,
Just
I had an Uber
pounding
driver that
beer.
was like a big ass dude, and I was like, you know, his fool's eating fries while dropping me off, and I'm just like, yo, like I know fools that are like that, and you just can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're big, it's like it's weird. It's like your mind fucks
You're
with you
never
that way.
full or something.
No,
like
bro,
that.
but like I said, I like if I had a food show, I'd be out of because I love food.
I do too, man.
love fucking food. And it's not like I force myself to eat. Like when I'm eating clean, bro, like if I'm trying to eat clean, I'll wake up and I'll fuck up I'll make some steel cut oatmeal, you know, I'll fucking, you know, on the stovetop. I'll start the day off with
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew.
Dude, keep it going. What? Dude, I didn't even say
Bro,
that.
dude, you don't have to.
Oh
you're,
my God.
You're talking shit with your eyes, dude. All right,
Dude.
look. I'm just trying to tell you my goddamn regimen.
Yeah,
all right?
man.
I'll start off with steel cut oatmeal with some fucking organic blueberries. I used to do banana, but I stopped doing banana because it's got a lot of fat, a lot of sugar.
What?
Yeah, dude.
okay.
And so I'll do a little bit.
Bananas?
Just say it's okay. and so then I switched to blueberries. So I do a couple blueberries in there, and I'll do a little splash of oat milk or almond milk or whatever the fuck, and then I'll fuck that up, and then I'll drink my coffee, black coffee with I'll do water. I'll also start off with a glass of water, and then I'll do half a glass of water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
Oh, it's nasty. I
It's
hate that
nasty,
shit.
but you know what? It's helped me get rid of these 10 pounds in the
I
last
fucking
month.
hate that shit.
So
I
I'll do
mean,
the apple cider vinegar, and then after that, a few hours later, I might get a fucking handful of the fucking mixed nuts, no salt. Fuck those up with a fucking kombucha, and then after
That's
that,
nasty
a
too.
few hours later, I'll fuck up a smoothie with fucking 1 cup of egg whites, fucking frozen
like
blueberries.
you make the egg whites or you get them in the
No,
carton?
I get the carton of egg whites
Yeah.
and fucking put it in there, right?
I couldn't separate that
and then I'll
shit.
fucking that's a lot of separating. And then I fucking do 1 cup. I'll measure it out, and then fucking throw in some almond milk with some frozen blueberries, some spinach. Fucking swish it all up. Fuck that up, and then later on maybe I'll fuck up with some fucking.
He's like itching to just
wild caught tuna, and then I'll fucking make myself a little tuna salad with half an apple, jalapeno, motherfucking tomato, onion.
That's on your clean days.
And and then some egg white, and then like I'll boil the egg, but I won't eat the middle. I'll just do some egg white in there, and then put some mustard. Mix it all up, and I'll fuck that up with water. Later on, maybe I'll have some fucking chicken with tomatoes and fucking spinach and shit like that. That's on my clean days, and I try to do that at least 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week.
Damn, that's like.
What's yours, bro? What's your diet look like?
Like me, like my non-high and hungry days, like because of after the workout, my breakfast is just like the smoothie with protein and like all vitamins. And
now, what kind of protein are you fucking with?
Like whey protein, just regular.
The powder stuff.
Yeah, the powder stuff
with fucking the Roundup.
With the Roundup, yep. But I take that and like before the run, it would be like because it's like maybe 3 or 4 fat burners throughout the day. So before the run, it's 2, and then a bunch of other shit. Hey, that shit helps you fucking take regular shits, homie. Like I was like,
I do fiber as well.
That's the fucking healthiest thing you could really kind of do. Like you don't need to go to the doctor if you take more than 2 shits a day. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, all right, it's cool. Like it's nothing wrong.
You're flushing everything out.
But it's and then like if it's like lunchtime, like don't get me wrong, like it's kind of hard to like be like I'm gonna do this meal prep shit. But if I do order out, it'll be like fucking like Jersey Mike's or fucking like.
But you're fucking up
like
the bread,
like a sandwich. Yeah, like I'll fuck with bread. But like I feel that I wouldn't be comfortable as like eating something is like that, even though it's still out. Like out of like kind of like the healthy bracket if I didn't work out, but because I work out, I feel like it's just, you know what I mean? It gets demolished.
Do you put mayonnaise in there?
Depends on what sandwich. I usually get like a tuna one. Like I like that shit. I like mustard, so I'll just be like put extra mustard.
Dude, I fuck
like
with
if that shit's not yellow, I'll complain. You know, I'm like I like that shit. I'll put chips and shit, and then like dinner, like I got I was seeing myself make a lot of not healthy decisions. So what I started doing was like I'll start cooking 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I mean? And then also avoiding drinking is hard, but like are
you a beer drinker?
Like not, I'm not gonna lie. I stopped drinking. People would know me for Hennessy all the time, but then I stopped drinking for a whole month. Then I switched up to tequila and I added that, and then I started enjoying a few beers. But the beer gets me fucking like swollen, dog.
Loaded,
like it just
loaded as
the
fuck.
infly and shit. So I don't really like that aspect of it. So I try to stay away from it. But yeah, like if I know I'm gonna be out drinking and like. Hey, you know what? I was like, am I gonna blow $80 on like 4 shots of Hennessy or fucking $25 on 3 beers? I was like, $25 on 3 beers seems pretty all right.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Like that's just the decisions. That's how I make it. Like,
but that's like some serious discipline because again, it's easy
hard.
once, and especially if you're eating, like if you're not like it's once you get in the habit of I'm gonna eat clean, it's easy. But the minute that I introduce sugar or anything into my body,
it becomes addicting.
I want more.
At night, bro, like my first year, I'll find myself snacking on healthy shit or for the people that watch High and Hungry, like I don't finish all those meals. Like not the first year I did, I tried to, but it fucked me up and I gained a lot of weight in that first year. And after that, I learned how to like maneuver it, but I don't fuck up all those meals. That's the reason I have my crew with me. So, if you're going to attempt to do any kind of like vlogging or food type of stuff, like just keep that in mind. Your health is at jeopardy. And a lot of this stuff really is, especially like stone friendly, isn't really good for you. So have the discipline to fucking sweat it out.
I was just going to say that a lot of the places that get featured are usually pretty extreme food choices.
Yeah, they are.
Like when we did the show with Gabriel, Fluffy Breaks Even, where we'd eat and then we'd do like a workout to burn it off. One of the first episodes that we did was in Las Vegas, and we went to a place called the Heart Attack Grill.
That's on our list.
So it's one of those like, those portions and the fucking amount.
It's excessive.
Excessive is a great word.
But you don't have to, like, the mind tells you to fucking almost attempt to finish it, but like you have to also know how to recognize, like, hey, you know what? That's as much as I could take of this.
Yes, but there's like if you have that addictive personality, because like it's
you treat it like cocaine,
or like alcohol. Like you're not gonna be the guy that leaves that much. Like if we go out somewhere and we order drinks and we're leaving and you still have that much, it's like, hey man, what the fuck, bro?
Bro, I could never not do it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's
because,
so
and again,
weird.
and I think that for some people it works like that with food. You know,
It
it's
used
just
to
like it
be
works
like
with
that.
alcohol.
Yeah.
It also does that with food for a lot of people, whether it's like, fuck that.
The
You know,
to-go box
we got-
became one of my favorite things now. I was
What's
like,
that?
the to-go box became my
Yeah.
favorite thing now, bro.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I'll
yeah.
fucking be like, can I get a box to go, please?
Yeah, because we just,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a glutton. I will stuff my, like, given the, like, if it's the perfect fucking storm and it's everything that I fucking like, I can put shit down, bro. I
There's-
could put shit down.
there's a
It's
place
just hard for me to say, okay, that's enough. Like to tell
Yeah.
myself it's enough. It's hard. Whether, like I said,
Now we
food
see where
or
Mateito
alcohol,
gets it
too.
from, dog.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because, like I said, even alcohol, like I'll go until fucking.
It's
done.
gone.
Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
dog. That's the
Yeah,
same. That's the
which
same
is
thing.
which is an addictive personality. So
dog.
to have that because listen, just because it's food or alcohol or coke, whatever the fucking case may be, it's in when you do it to that excess, it's gonna fuck you
Yep.
up, brother.
I
Yeah.
fucked up, but it's in Vero left on tour, and we were cleaning up the studio, and I was like, oh, boy, this was after I had stopped drinking for a month, and I'm like, what the fuck? He has all these tequila bottles here.
Nice.
Yeah, like, and I was like, I haven't drank this shit since I was 18, and I was like, is this that Don Julio? And there was 3 bottles at 1942. Homie, we fucked him up in like 2 weeks. And then my friend was like, that's not a cheap bottle, right? Like, we just like, oh, no wonder it was great. But then
then he goes like, what the fuck?
well, I fessed up when he showed up. I was like, all right, dog, I got to tell you, I drank all your tequila. Like, and then he
Not just one
I
bottle.
was like, I drank like all the fucking 1942s that were there. And he was like, fuck, well, what can I say? I was like, yeah, I get sad here without you. Like, I was messing with him. He was like, well, then I'll bring some more, but it's not a race. Like,
that's
it's
cool,
'cause
brother.
we were having way too much fun, bro. You know what I mean? And
With somebody else's tequila, yeah.
yeah,
It's either to have fucking fun
I
with
googled
19
it. That shit said 155. I
Yeah.
was like, bring the margarita mix.
Yeah. That's awesome that he didn't trip though. A lot of dudes. So like I tripped over a fucking Grey Goose
doesn't-
bottle that this motherfucker and Sean Latham
He's
drank.
not
But it was the
really-
principle of it for me.
He's not really like he doesn't really like he enjoys it, like his beer of choice is Guinness.
Mhm.
That's what he likes, a stout, and then he does drink a tequila. But he's not really gonna pound here with us. He's
Bro, let me tell you something.
he
When
sees
people-
like, hey, you're young, you're doing this shit, like, but no te pasas.
when you get to a point, like be real. I'm sure he gets this wherever he goes. People bring him gifts, just
Yeah.
like they do to
I smoke
to,
a lot of
to
those
Gabe.
gifts.
You know what I'm saying? So they bring him stuff, and it's like it's humanly impossible. There was a time where they were showing up with like fucking 50 and 60 fucking cakes
Dude,
to the backstage to a fluffy show.
Insane.
Like
Everybody got diabetes. Huh?
there's no way in like literally everybody could get their own fucking cake if they wanted, and there's no way in hell like and people would be like, hey man, did he try my cake? What do you think about my cake? And it's like, bro, even if he just took a taste from every cake, you wouldn't survive more than a fucking week, man. So
You throw
people
up
have
rainbows.
like good intentions, but god damn, bro, there was times where they would get those carts that you push around in Costco, like the little,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call them, but those things were like stacked up with fucking pasteles.
What do you do with
bro.
that cake? You just give it to other people that work
You
there?
give it to the people that work there. Yeah, you
Because otherwise you're gonna toss it.
you're gonna toss. Yeah, otherwise you end up tossing them, and it's like you're grateful for
Yeah.
these people. You know how much First of all, do you understand? Like, it's one thing to bring a blunt to a show or a bag of weed. You put that shit in your pocket, but to bring a cake. This is a fucking thing. Like, first of
Yeah.
all, now you're holding this thing, and now your
Two
phone
hands.
goes. You need 2 hands to
Yeah.
hold this motherfucker, and you got to get into a place, and you got to make sure to get to somebody that can get this. Bro, I have a hard time finding my own seat and juggling my cell phone, bro. Now let alone. So these people go to that extreme, and again, you're grateful for that gesture, but holy fuck, man, you partake in all of that, and you're gonna fucking die, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely are, man. You can't do all that shit. Like, even with B-Real, like when I walked around with him, or even when I walked around and certain things, people keep bringing me stuff. Like, because the people do give me stuff, whether I'm like rapping, I'm hosting, or whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm walking around an event. People would just give you stuff, and fuck, man, like they give me a lot of edibles, and I'm just like, listen, like I'm gonna fucking sleep for like a week, like Jesus did. You know what I mean? If I ate all these, fucking,
how long he was gone?
A week or something? No, 3 days. They're
3
like,
days.
yeah. Like I'm gonna be gone because they'll fuck me. I'm like, don't get me wrong, and like I'll just be like, I'll be at the house. My neighbor will have a car wash business. I'll be like, hey dog, I was like, here's the extra for washing my car. You know,
Nice.
like I'll start hooking up random motherfuckers. I remember
course.
one time somebody gave me a jar of Moon Rocks, and I was like, I don't even smoke this shit. I like that. Man, I was walking around the neighborhood. They all fucking loved me. Like
Just
fucking
moon rocking it up.
like just fucking fools up. I had the Swisher truck pull up in my house one time, and like my neighbor swore like it was an ice cream truck. He was just picking up weed off of me because he was working. But like, I just remember like my neighbors were like, "Yo, is he selling them?" I was like, "Y'all want some blunts?" And I split out a fucking whole box. It's you can't do all that stuff in excess, and if you do get it like that, just share the wealth.
Share the wealth. Yeah, you can't just be fucking.
Not everybody
all
gets
like
that
crazy.
shit. People trip out. People trip out there like, hey man, you get weed or you get this all the time. I say when people order shit on my merch, I tell them I was like, hey, you don't know what you're gonna get when you order some shit from me, because like somebody may have given me like fucking this 20 Cypress Hill lighters, like 100 Be Real CDs. If you just bought a sticker pack, I'm sending all that shit just because like what am I gonna do with all these fucking t-shirts?
That's awesome.
What the fuck am I gonna do with all these, like, if it's free beer, it's another thing. I'm thinking, but like if it's t-shirts and shit like that, I'll hook my fans up, man.
Dude, let me tell you, it's been a fucking pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you,
Ezone. Thank you for having me on High and Hungry. I had a great fucking time. Not only was the restaurant, Grill Mall, a great choice, the company was awesome. Fucking always a fucking good time. The beer was good. It was a good time. I saw the episode. It's funny. You guys can watch it on the Be Real TV YouTube channel. Yeah. There's a link on the High and Hungry. Is that right or no?
Yeah. Like all the links at the bottom. One of them will lead you to the restaurant. Will lead you to our bookings. It'll have a link to you to the merch, which is highandhungry.shop or flavorsbyezone.com for all the merch.
We'll put a link to the episode on the
that,
description here. Yeah, send me the link and then we'll put it up on the description.
Along with all your shit.
Fucking congratulations on High and Hungry, bro.
You,
I know you've got your hands on a lot of projects. High and Hungry is a fun fucking show.
Oh, I'm going to get that on the Guy Fieri level, bro. Trust me. I'm going to make that shit hit the big screen. Like, I'm pushing so hard for that. One of those things. Like, and I know I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the first, like, brown Latino person up there doing food reviews on the real TV, dog.
Homie.
Tall Latino, bro.
Yeah, tall.
The tall
5'11".
Show us some of your High and Hungry shirts that you brought there. You got some stickers.
Yep. Since Smalls,
thank you
Smalls
for
hardly
the
move. I was like, Chiqui's got the full wardrobe. So
nice.
I was like, I got a t-shirt, I got a tank top for Hooter because I know he's fucking playing sports all the time. I was like, these are like the tank tops. They have the reflective thing, so like whenever somebody takes a picture of you, it reflects like the fucking black helmets.
Nice.
And I have these in like ox blood and in black.
And where could they find those at?
Highandhungry.shop, flavorsbyezone.com. The sticker packs are there too. This is all original artwork for one of our graphic designers, Dulce Criatura. She designs all this
creature.
Stuff. Yep, she designs. She's a very talented chick. Also, my other graphic designer, Melissa, her Instagram is Eggslut. So
X what?
Eggslut, yeah,
Eggslut.
like the restaurant Eggslut. So it's dope. And
that's a great name.
This is from one of the new collaboration vape pen companies I'm doing. So they made a bunch of lanyards for me. So
fucking bro, congratulations.
I'm trying to stay busy, and
you are staying busy, and that's awesome. Bro.
Thank you, man. High and Hungry TV on Instagram, and for all comedy gigs, my Instagram is Ezone the firm, and I'll say Ezone bookings at Gmail and Ezone at BeReal.tv. So
fucking awesome, bro. Again, thank you for coming in and joining us here on the YoYoYo podcast. You know, you got an open invitation anytime you want.
Oh man, I love it, man. We're like, it's the one podcast like where we just like everybody, the conversation goes on. I feel like we have to get the, how they have the red light at the store. Like he's over there, like, hey dude, come on.
Ya está bueno.
Ya está bueno.
No. Well, we're good. I just I know you got fucking, you got stuff going on, but fucking again, thank you. Go to martinmoreno.com for shows and information. Check out the episode. What episode number is that of High and Hungry?
We don't keep track of my numbers because we do one every week, but it's the latest one. So you'll see it trending on like the latest videos for the next 2 weeks.
So check us out running a train on a freaking secret menu burger.
Secret train.
And if any chicks are about to get married, dude, and are going to go to Vegas, hit up Ezone, dude, because he'll fucking pull up with
a bag of dicks.
With a bag of dicks.
But make sure you can reach him because he's tall.
Bring a step stool.
I wear my Poppy Patrol underwear.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Also, catch Could Have Gone Pro with Hooter Moreno, dude, on YouTube and Instagram at Hooter Moreno. Is that it?
Yeah, you had on the last episode you had Gruden.
John Gruden, dude.
Bro, that was
Turns
awesome.
out he's a crazy fuck, but
Look,
it was
episode
fun.
1, you came out firing. Episode 1, Shannon Sharp. Episode 2, Gruden. I mean, who the hell are you bringing in for episode 3?
That's the thing, man. You gotta tune in and find out, bro.
Dude, Could Have Gone Pro with Hooter Moreno.
Yep. And so yeah, dude, thanks for listening and peace.